you did. I'm so glad we figured this out.
I know, seriously.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on? How's your day so far?
My day's been really good, pretty productive. I'm actually very proud of myself.
Oh, good. I'm so
You know how it goes.
I do. I so know how it goes. Well, I'm so excited to talk to you today, and I am definitely going to give a little intro for everyone who's just hopping on. I don't know if this is your first IG Live, but it takes a couple of minutes for everyone to come
Totally.
in. I'll also start by saying for everyone who is on already, if you have questions for Allie as we're talking, please type them into the box because we can kind of pause the conversation and weave them into what we're talking about. Because
Yeah.
I know that everyone is really excited to have you as a resource. So Allie works at Just Ageless, which is a beautiful full service spa and facial rejuvenation center based in New York City. I was lucky enough to have Allie work on my face a couple months ago before this all started. And she gave me what I would call a life-changing facial. So it was like, she gave me the works. We had some facial massage.
That's what we do at Just Ageless. We can't just do one little thing. We have to just do it up.
And I was so grateful to be, under your care that day. But also the reason that I wanted you to be on SB Loves with me is because you were such a wealth of knowledge. And I feel like I didn't only have that treatment, but then I left learning a lot about facial massage and how to take care of my skin. So Allie does everything from lasers to massage, traditional facials, definitely a huge array of different things that she can do to your face so that you get glowing. And so today she's going to teach us all about gua sha and facial massage.
That's right. I'm so excited.
But get rolling. Tell me, what have you been doing in quarantine? What are you doing with
Basically, I mean, there's days that I'm super productive. I'm working on my Instagram. I was a little late to the Instagram game. So, trying to make the videos, trying to do some DIYs, give some people some information about products, taking some online classes. But then there's just days that I'm kind of relaxing and allowing myself to kind of process everything that's going on, taking long walks with my dogs and just kind of embracing whatever situation that we're in right now. So I take it day by day.
Yeah, I mean, what else can we do, right? And in the meantime, I'm loving all your videos on facial cupping and, how we can better care for ourselves at home. So to get rolling, I know that a lot of people, myself included, have been kind of in this like, well, I'm home now and I can face mask every night. I want to take 1,000 supplements and and all of a sudden it's like my routine is totally out of control. I'm over. So what are your thoughts on like overdoing it while we're at home?
Well, I think it's twofold. I think it could be a little bit of both. I feel like now is the time to try new things and to experiment, but I also think that we sort of see the repercussions sometimes of doing a little bit too much. So I hope that people can find a balance. Like, great, try out new things, try them slowly, incorporate them slowly. Really try and stick to a routine that does work for you, that you do know works. And if you really have that urge, like, don't let your skin or your face be like the sort of like the outlet for your like angst and anxiety. Like, if you need to retail therapy, buy a pair of shoes, buy a cute mask. Like, you don't necessarily have to buy all these crazy skincare products, but on the same time, at the same time, like, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to try new products. Just don't go overboard, moderation.
No, one thing that you just made me think of, because I was wearing a mask today when I went to the grocery store.
Nice.
I felt devastated. I mean, it's like horrible to have a mask. And for someone who's always been like told not to touch their skin, all of a sudden fabric and you're breathing into it.
Yes.
And I was getting sweaty. All these pleasant things. What do you think the sort of outcome of having masks on our faces
I mean, I do think it'll probably, I mean, people who are sort of prone to breaking out and having very sensitized skin, I imagine that it will cause some issues. I just recommend that people, if you are going to go out and you can avoid, this is basically for women and I guess some men who do wear like foundation or maybe some concealer, like to just try and do it from, here up. Don't necessarily try and wear makeup here if you can avoid it, if you're going to put on a mask. And then obviously, if you're feeling super sweaty, if you've had it on all day, like make sure that as soon as you get home, maybe you're incorporating like a little bit of like skincare where you're just like sort of washing off your face, keeping it kind of dry, and then maybe just applying like a simple moisturizer. Not less necessarily like waiting till the end of the day to do it, but try and do it like as soon as you get home if it is a problem for you. Some people, they're fine, but yeah, try and avoid makeup if you can underneath. Just wear it from here up.
That's really good advice. I have on today doesn't move. It's like one that doesn't come off, but the other.
Right. Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, but I do feel like still just having it, trapping it in your skin is never good.
The whole inside of my mask was just full of lipstick the other day.
Right.
Definitely won't be doing that again. So in terms of routine at home right now, a lot of people still have Zoom calls, so we are putting on makeup, obviously for Instagram Live. I put on. But what do you think in terms of like, should we be giving our skin a break and not wearing so much makeup?
I mean, I feel like sometimes wearing makeup does make me feel better. So I'm not on that sort of train where it's like, let it breathe. Yeah, it is important. If you don't have to wear it, don't wear it. But if you're going to be on a call or if it's something that sort of lifts your mood, then I absolutely think it's not a problem. Just making sure that you're sticking to a routine morning and night. And now, I mean, especially in a time when we have no routine, this is something that can kind of ground us morning and night, doing something. It doesn't have to be crazy, something simple, maybe adding in something a little bit different that we might not have done before, like facial massage or gua sha. Could be something a little extra, but really trying to stick to a routine twice a day, I think will be extremely helpful in the long run in sort of like creating a good habit for yourself,
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And I know Just Ageless will hopefully be opening up again soon.
Yes, we're chomping at the bit.
I know. What's like your favorite treatment right now that people can for?
My favorite treatment was the facial that you got, the Just Ageless facial. I feel like is the most comprehensive. It includes everything. You get really super clean, in terms of extractions, but we also do facial massage. We do gua sha. You can add certain things to it. You can do microcurrent, but then we also can include a laser treatment, which really just amps it up to the next level. So that to me, if you haven't done anything to your skin in a while, and we haven't, it would be the best thing probably coming out of quarantine to really just like do it up.
I love that. I love that. I saw that we had a question. I'm just going to scroll back there. What can a 40-year-old woman with dermatitis and sensitive skin who's scared of facial treatments to do to start with treatments?
So I feel like really engaging with an esthetician, whatever esthetician, you trust, and sort of letting them fully assess your skin and finding the right treatment for you. Not every treatment is going to work for everybody. Everybody has different skin. What works for me might not work for you and might not work for anybody else. And especially when you have sensitized skin, because I do, that was a real struggle. And I was very afraid to do certain things to my skin as well. But in obviously being in the industry and learning about different products and different treatments, I was able to find something that worked with me. So I think like really just finding somebody that you trust and really having like an open dialogue with them and allowing yourself to sort of go outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Not crazy, because I'm never one to be super extreme. I think you should take things very slowly, especially with your skincare. But I think that that's pretty much like the best advice I could give somebody is find somebody you trust and then really have them analyze and figure out what's going to work.
all about customization, right? Because
Yeah,
everything's so different.
exactly.
So all these at-home gadgets, right? I bought those crazy light glasses that I saw you
Do you
wearing.
like them?
I do. I like them a
Yeah.
lot. And there's so many different things out there right now for us to look at in terms of how we're treating ourselves at home.
Yeah.
So how effective do you think the at-home gadgets are? And is
I
there,
think there are tons of them out there. I've gotten so many DMs from clients being like, what's this? What's this? What's that? Um, Again, you have to do your research. You have to find stuff that has research behind it, that has science behind it. Basically, if you feel like it's too good to be true, it probably is. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Nothing ever works alone. Nothing ever, it's never just one thing. But I do think that you have to be very selective when you're finding these, little gadgets. And sometimes it is just trial and error. A lot of the gadgets that I feel like work the best are a little bit more expensive because they do have um, a lot of technology behind them, but sometimes it's worth it. Like I'm a big advocate of Soluma, and that's like this big like LED light, and I purchased it from Just Ageless to use at home, and it is a treatment that we use there. So I know that when I'm using it at home, I'm getting a medical grade treatment at home. So I'm very confident when I recommend that to other people. Other gadgets, not so much. There's a lot of microcurrent things that are out there. And a lot of times it is trial and error, some things that work and people swear by, I'm like, oh, it's a little bit too aggressive. So,
okay,
you really do have to do your research.
that's great advice.
Yeah.
Got a question about the rollers. Yes, so all the jade rollers, the rose quartz rollers, like they're so
Right.
beautiful. They're like a great bathroom accessory. Are they good? Do they work?
Yeah, I think there is certain people that are probably more it's more effective for, a lot of times if people have very sensitized skin, if they do have dermatitis or they have eczema or rosacea, sometimes a lot of the gua sha can be a little bit too irritating for them. So a jade roller is a little bit more soothing. I do think you have to use it a little. I wish I had mine right here, because you do have to use it a little bit more aggressively than the way that sort of people are just kind of stroking it on their face. That is really nice and very luxurious. And there's nothing wrong with doing that because I think that's nice and relaxing. But I do think using it with a little bit more vigor,
Ah,
you're going to see more results. So I do think there are pros and cons to each. And sometimes it really just depends on your skin type to see like what's better. But yeah, it definitely does work. They're awesome.
that makes sense. Well, so tell us about gua sha. And I saw we had a really good question about TMJ and gua sha because that's something that I was going to ask you. I woke up this morning with my jaw locked so shut.
Oof.
I was like,
Oof.
oh, what is happening to
I
me?
know so many people. So I like to do see, we could spend hours talking about all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like gua sha is amazing. It's a little bit more technical, a little bit more advanced. Facial massage is a lot easier to do at home without any tools, but they both work amazing. Gua sha basically originated from a traditional Chinese medicine that was really for the body to really help detox the body and help with certain ailments. And they've adapted it for the face. And you really do see amazing like rejuvenation of the tissue. It really helps lift, it really helps sculpt, and it really gives life to the face. So it's incredible, but it is a little bit more complicated. And I feel like when people sort of get the tool and they pick it up, they feel very intimidated by it. But it's really just not being afraid to actually just try it, and if you're doing it sort of, properly, I don't think that there's a bad way to do it, just no pulling or tugging and you're okay.
All right, well, will you show us? Because
Yeah, of
I have
course.
mine ready.
Okay, so you have MERS. I have this one, and So let me just see. Okay, cool. There's a lot of different ones. I prefer one that's a little heavier, that has a few more contours. This one has teeth, but you can really use anything. I mean, people use spoons, you know? So I'm going to do sort of like a little tutorial where I go back and forth with the gua sha and also just like facial massage, so that you know, you don't necessarily need to have the gua sha to be involved in this. So what we're going to do is, do you have any facial oil with you? Amazing. So a lot of people are afraid to wear facial oil on their face. I think it is really important to find one that works for you, whatever it is. I mean, I recommend this one. This is from Living Libations, and you can go on their website and check them out, but whatever works for you is fine. So you're going to be pretty liberal, and you're going to kind of get it all over your hands.
All right.
And then you're just going to work it into your skin. And this is nice because you can really take some time. Exactly. So you're going to get on your face. And don't be afraid to get more.
I hope people at home are doing this with us.
I know, me too. Me too. And again, like, you really want to be slow and deliberate. I mean, not necessarily about putting it on. And I do like to get some on the back of my neck as well. A lot of times I do like to do gua sha or facial massage before I'm going to actually do my hair. So unfortunately, your hair looks beautiful right now. It might be a little oily later. I am going to put on this so I can.
Mine needs a wash anyway.
I've been trying not to wash my hair as much, but
I know
it's hard for me. Okay. So again, you're just going to kind of, and what you want to do really in the beginning is activate. And the problem I see a lot of times with gua sha is that people just go straight to the face, or with facial massage, they just start right at the face. It's really important to activate your neck. You don't need to know anatomy, except this, is that there's a lot of lymph nodes that are in your neck, that are underneath your submental, that are sort of in your chest, in this area. So that's what we're trying to activate right now by doing this. You don't need to have a very aggressive touch, because the lymph system is sort of right at the top of your skin. So you kind of want to go slow and sort of massage it. And you can kind of feel, you know, you're getting like a little rejuvenated. So what I like to do is then just take my hands and kind of just sort of put it, see where your collarbone, there's this.
Yeah.
Right, I know. Right, you're going to put your fingers right here, and you're just going to kind of pump a little bit. You don't need to be too crazy. And this helps activate it.
Cool.
And again, like, slow, deliberate. I mean, we're not going to be as slow in this video because obviously, like, you know, we don't want to take up everybody's like full day, but we could.
I'm kind of enjoying this.
Yeah, exactly. And the more you relax, the more you allow yourself to relax and do every move intentionally, you're going to find that you're going to see better results. So you do this about 10 times. Then what I like to do is take my hands like this and sort of gently just kind of go up and down, sort of on the side of my neck, from sort of the back of my ear to my shoulder. And you're doing that. So again, you have tons of lymph nodes in here. You have tons of lymph nodes in here. So this is sort of us just getting everything activated.
That actually feels like it's releasing some of that tension in my jaw that I have.
Absolutely, because everything is connected. You have to understand the platysma, this is the platysma muscle. This is all connected to all the muscles in your face. So everything that we're going to kind of be doing is going to help with certain releasing the tension in a lot of the muscles in your face. So if you want, with your gua sha stone, so now, right? Okay, so see how it has that little divot in it? That's really nice. So I'm going to just tie my hair back here so you can see it. I'm going to swivel around. I have a swivel chair. I've brought it. Okay, so same kind of thing. You're going to take that little divot.
Yeah.
And then you're going to do it on the other side. And you're just going to kind of do that. And I like to do those moves like about 10 times.
Okay.
Then we can kind of start again. So again, with that little divot, and you're going to start sort of like a little bit further off, and then kind of work your way up. So again, slow, intentional. You're doing it perfectly. That's really where you're going to feel the most benefit. And you can be on your neck, you can be a little bit more aggressive than you're going to be on your face.
And that's definitely releasing that jawline tension that we were
Yes.
talking about.
So again, all this is connected. So that's going to help with any of that. And you don't have to do all this in the morning. I mean, yes, you have to start with your neck. It doesn't need to be a 45-minute session. If you have 45 minutes, great. If you don't, you can do it a little bit quicker.
And this, by the way, up behind the ear, right?
Yep.
For the jawline.
And you're just, again, and another thing about the gua sha is, like, you do want to sort of figure out how you want the stone to kind of lay on the skin. You don't want it to be flat. You don't want it to be straight up, but you do want it to have, maybe that's like a 15-degree angle or something. So you do want it to be pretty close and tight to the skin.
Yep.
Yep. So now just like moving on just for time's sake, again with this. So you want to be careful here. You know, you can, but you want to be very, very light.
Okay.
But this is nice, and kind of bring it all the way up.
Up the face.
Yeah, just kind of like, if you can see this sort of slide. And then again, there's lots of lymph nodes here, so you kind of want to find that. This is called the Sternocleidomastoid, but we call it the SCM. So you're going to take that ridge and kind of go up.
I've already learned so much because I have been totally skipping the whole neck.
And you know what? A lot of people do. And it's just, you have to start with your neck, because everything is going to drain down from your neck and everything's connected. So like you said, you know, you're having issues with your masseters. That's connected to this. You know, it's connected to your shoulders. So you really want to try and work that out. So same thing on the other side. So everything you do on one side, you have to do on the other side.
Yep. It definitely releases all that tension that you carry around.
Yeah, which is really nice. So then something that I like to do, so I'm very concerned with my jawline and then this area of my face. I feel like it's constantly drooping as I'm getting older. So I really focus a lot on here. So now we're going to do a little bit of massage. So what I like to do is take my thumbs, put them right here, and kind of do a little bit of massage in here. Okay. So we're going to kind of, and there's lots of lymph nodes in here.
And so we put our thumbs forward, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
And then what you can do is you can kind of see me here, and I'm going to just bring it back. And this will be really nice for you for this, for your masseters.
Good for the jawline too, right?
Yep. So you're moving your thumbs as well. You are doing that. I'm seeing that you're doing that, but I just want to make sure people are doing that.
Yep. And so
how does that?
In terms of pressure, it should be enough that you're like...
I think you can have like a pretty firm pressure here. Again, the oil on your face is really going to prevent you from tugging and pulling too hard. And a lot of people are always like, oh, but aren't you stretching the skin? Aren't you moving the skin? It's actually really, really good to move the skin, because we're constantly talking. We're constantly sort of like making these faces, and we do have a lot of tension. So we really need to release that. So doing that is...
Okay.
Now we can take our peace signs and just sort of, again.
Yep, so it's all like sculpting out your jaw.
Yep, exactly. And then every once in a while, I just sort of like to take my hands and sort of, again, we're promoting the flow down the neck. But again, just going right back in there. If you want, you can take this. This is actually really good for the masseters too. If you want to get, do you feel that sort of that muscle right in there.
It releases like all that tension that you just.
And again, the slower, the more deliberate, the more intentional you are. So this is really where you're feeling it. You know, I want you to go over that and sort of work it with that finger.
Yep.
Again, if you wanted to then see, so my gua sha is a little bit different than yours, but you would find an edge that's flatter. So yeah, I would do that edge, yeah, right here. And you can kind of take it up. Yep, you're gonna, I would actually bring it, yeah, you could do it that way. That's fine.
Yeah.
And sort of go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little bit easier for me to do it this way.
Drag it up.
Yep, put it in your other hand and sort of start from where your jawline starts and then pull it up.
Yeah.
So again, just sort of releasing that tension in there.
Yep. It's amazing how much tension we carry in our faces, isn't it?
Oh my God, seriously.
What is up with
You
that?
can see, you can already sort of see, like I definitely hold, like I really get puffy in my face. I had a few drinks yesterday for Cinco de Mayo. I was making myself some margaritas. I put some salt on the rim. And then I woke up this morning. I was like, okay, good thing we're doing like a massage thing for my face because I need that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
so much looser in here.
I know, it's nice, right? And even if you want to, you can take these two fingers right here. And what we're going to do is, again, because I'm really focused on this area of my face, I like to start a little bit below and then bring it up. You want to go straight up. Because these are called the depressors, and they sort of pull your mouth down. So you're going to go, and as you're doing that, you're going to push your face back a little bit. So if you want, you can rest your thumbs on the bottom of your chin. Maybe not. And just kind of push back.
Yep. It actually feels great. If anyone at home is doing this with us, you guys.
I know. It really does. Honestly. And every time you just do it, and then just move all the way. Yep. Just keep moving. And again, you want to start from a little bit below and work your way up.
Okay, so below, right below the jawline.
Right.
Cool.
So you do this about 30 times in here. And then we're going to kind of just, this is also another thing, like I feel like my lips kind of turn down a little bit. So what I like to do is place two fingers right here and then move slowly back.
All the way.
And you could use a more firm pressure here.
Okay. And we go.
If you wanted to, you could also take your gua sha stone and do the same thing. Find the flat edge. Put your gua sha stone down a little bit. Yep, exactly. Hold it down. So we want to, again, create that sort of angle where it's like almost flat on our face. Right. Exactly.
Yep.
And then all the way through.
Yep.
And then same thing on the other side.
I mean, I already feel more like tight to my face.
Lifted too. I mean, listen, you could spend so much money on products that claim to lift. Nothing is going to lift your face unless you're actually manually doing it. Our product's going to help your skin. They're going to help your cells. They're going to, you know, rejuvenate your face, but they're not going to ever lift. And this is why it's so important to do those. Yeah. So again, you know, just kind of, and don't be afraid to kind of follow through all the way to the end.
I feel inspired for anyone who's watching this right now with, like, I have been doing it incorrectly where I'm going like at a right angle to my skin.
Right. You want it to be flatter.
It makes
exactly.
And how it feels against your face.
And again, the more you do it, the more you're going to understand that. So I think a lot of people are very, very intimidated to pick up a stone or to do a massage because they think they're doing it wrong, especially with the stone, because you're like, I'm not sure, whatever. But again, the more you do it, the more you're going to feel comfortable. The more tutorials you watch, the more, you know, people you learn from, you're going to see that that's going to give you a much better result. So again, we're going to work our way up. So these are the levators. And again, we're going to take these two fingers and just kind of push. Yeah. Up. I know. It feels weird at first.
The look.
Exactly. Yeah, you ain't looking cute when you're doing this, let me tell you, honey.
No,
You look cute after, okay? Yeah. After. So like right in here, because this, like I feel like in here. So after you do that,
yep.
we can kind of come in here and you're gonna do like little circles. You can go this way, right? Perfect. And then if you want, actually, let's use these two fingers, the pointer and middle, and then do a V. So little circle and then a V, and you want to go underneath that cheekbone, right? So this is really good for sculpting.
That's a new one. I never did that before.
Yeah, this is cool. So gentle with like this, but then so this is good. I know you travel a lot. You're constantly on planes and stuff. This is amazing to do after you get off a flight because it really helps to get rid of all that excess fluid.
And especially right now, I don't know about you guys, but like with the weather changing, I'm waking up a lot more congested.
Oh, yeah. Puffier. Yeah. But again, so if you're worried about the puffiness around your eyes, and we will do stuff around your eyes, if you focus on here, a lot of times that will help drain. And your whole face will feel more lifted, which in turn will help your under eyes feel a lot better. So this is a nice one. Let's see. So as you can see, we're sort of moving up the face.
Yeah.
Another really good one is to sort of take that index finger and you're going to take that middle finger and gently swipe. So you're using this and you can kind of anchor, you can put your thumb right here so you have something to stabilize you.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna slowly.
Yeah, that feels great. I mean, that's always good fun.
Right.
This is the kind of thing when I'm laying in your bed that puts
right, exactly. And then if you want, you can, you know, sort of stabilize this and you can work your way into here and kind of go over. You can be a little bit more aggressive over the eyebrows. If you do have Botox or, you know, filler or whatever, I would just wait like 4 to 6 weeks before you're doing anything sort of in this area. I'm sure we're all sort of in the safe zone now because nobody's had anything. But if you do, just be cautious, you know, when you're doing it. But again, you can kind of lift through there.
It's very
and then you can sort of just like, just do some nice light strokes in here.
Yeah.
And if you want, you can even kind of rest your fingers in your hair and you can kind of do, you know, you can sort of pull up a little bit in your, and hold in here. This is nice if you have some tension.
Yeah, it actually feels good when you let it go. It's like, oof.
Exactly. Another nice thing in here is, again, if we kind of go with like sculpting the cheekbones, I could go on forever, seriously, but I'm, you know, these are just some easy ones. So you really kind of want to get in there with your fingertips.
You need to be flexible for this one.
Oh yeah, this one took me a while. I was like, oh. But this is nice, and you can sort of like bring it up here too.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
And again, on the other side. But also too, if you want to, so really, so your masseter, I know you were worried about that. If you can reach a little bit more, and you can kind of even just like pull, sort of hold.
Yeah, that's amazing for the jawline tension, guys. And also a little bit of a neck stretch too, so it's kind of like,
yeah, definitely.
All up.
So yeah, just go in there, and if you want, if you can kind of, and also too, I feel like skin gets droopy like right in there.
We don't want that.
No. Okay.
Not want that.
I'm trying to
Oh, I
think.
feel so awake, you guys. If you're
Feels
doing
good, right? I'm
so
telling you, it feels great, and it doesn't need to take a long time, and you don't need to, you know, it is endless. There are a million different things that I can show you. There's like little, this is really good for us, like a little pinching. So whatever you feel like you want to incorporate, all of this is really going to help. And as you do it more consistently, you're going to see a big difference. This is also a really good one. If you, I don't know if you have like a little towel next to you, but you don't want to be like super oily in here, but this is really good for like plumping your lips and like helping with the fine lines around here. We're talking constantly. So this is a really fun one. You're going to take your fingers. And then you're going to kind of like knead. So you can feel there's like a muscle here that sort of attaches here, here, and here. And you're going to massage that.
Actually never done that before in my entire life. Right?
It's so good. No, it's so good.
It actually feels...
And like, especially because nobody can get like lip fillers and stuff. If you do have lip fillers, obviously be gentle, but
yeah, it releases like all of that tension because when we, it's like what you were saying, when we talk, and even just like sipping on a straw, you know, drinking your drinks, whatever, your mouth is always getting crunched, and it's...
I love this one.
And it looks...
But you'll see, like, you'll start to feel like, ooh, I look really pouty. Ooh, I like that. This is a fun one to do.
That's the one to do before date night when we're all back in the world.
And again, like with the gua sha, if you wanted to go in and sort of do some sculpting on the cheeks, you can find that little, you know, and sort of. And you really just want to slow, intentional, all the way out.
And how many strokes of like each on average should we be doing?
So again, you know, with the gua sha, I would say 10 strokes is fine.
And would you say like a medium pressure, like enough?
I would say around the eyes, definitely very feather-like, like anything that you're doing, whether it's facial massage or gua sha, you want it to be light, especially around the eyes. When you're down here, you can be a little bit more aggressive. When you're on your neck, you can be a little bit more, but around the eyes, you really want to be way more gentle.
Okay, that makes total sense. Well, thanks. I feel so... like I feel like I have blood flow in my face all of a sudden.
You do, and that is super important to really keep your skin like very youthful looking, very supple, and really it really helps with the sagging and stuff. So if you can start to incorporate that even just once a day or 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to see a huge improvement in your skin. Also too, it's great for people that have acne and who are breaking out, because a lot of that has to do with like sort of the stagnant lymph. So really focusing on your neck is really going to help with a lot of that, just to get stuff moving in your body. So it's good for a lot of different skin types.
Well, thank you for showing us our facial massage. And if anyone is tuning in a little bit late to the conversation, I will be posting this both on my stories afterwards and on IGTV so that you can check it out and follow along if you didn't happen to have your gua sha and your face oil.
Oh, right. Exactly.
So to kind of finish this off, when we are out of quarantine, tell me some of the things you're looking forward to the most. Let's end this a happy looking forward.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to like giving my parents a hug, seeing them, seeing my friends, getting back into working, like touching people's faces, and just, you know, figuring out what the new normal is going to be. But, you know, going out to dinner, things like that, you know, so.
The little things, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really what I've kind of learned, and it's all those little things in life that really make it super enjoyable. So I am missing a lot of that stuff.
Well, totally. Well, thank you for coming on SB Loves and teaching us all.
This was amazing. I am so grateful that you invited me on, and I love what you're doing here. It's amazing.
Thank you. Tell everyone how they can find you.
So I Aesthetic Alley is my Instagram.
This is
Um,
right up here at the top.
right.
Yeah, at the top.
So you can find me there. Also on justageless.com. You can find out about all of our services there. So
And definitely check her out. She has like magic hands. You will
yes,
leave that facial like
thank you. But you can have them too. Your at-home magic.
thank you so much. Have such a good day.
Thanks, Sam. I
Thank
really appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.
you. Bye.